Hey guys, it's Top 5 Niches of the Week, episode 145. I'm bringing you 5 print-on-demand niches that are trending right now that you can target to increase your sales using real data. Of course, I'm going to share that with you along the way. These aren't just guesses. This is actually looking at the marketplaces, evaluating what is currently working, and then you carving out a piece of the pie for yourself. So let's get right to it. Let's start it off with my Amazon merch sales. So I made 342 sales in the last week. 272 came from the US market, and the other, 70 came from international markets. US market profits, about $1,100. By the way, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I post daily sales updates. I'll link to my Instagram in the description. All right, guys, here are the top 10 Amazon t-shirts before we get to the top 5 niches. So by taking a quick look at the top 10, it basically lets us see on the highest end what the biggest trends are. And we can see that there's definitely Black History Month, Mardi Gras, and even a St. Patrick's Day shirt creeping up into the top 10 in the 6th spot. Niche number 1 this week, based on what we just saw, it has to be Black History Month. So here are the top 10 when you do a query in Podly, my niche research tool of choice, for the terms Black History. Obviously, we say this every year, but there's a ton of good sub-niche potential within this niche. You could easily launch like hundreds of shirts. And I like the color schemes too. A lot of like vibrant colors. Obviously, you're not restricted to these colors, but you do see a lot of red, yellow, and greens in there as well. When we look at the bestseller here, you can see just at the BSR history that right around, I'd say, January 25th, maybe. I mean, from really as far back as we can see, but even like January 20th, maybe mid-January, the Black History Months, and this is the ABCs of Black History shirt, but it's probably anything within that niche, started to see an increase in demand. And you can also see, based on the other line in that chart, that they have been gradually increasing their price point as their BSR dropped lower, indicating higher sales velocity. So that's a common theme that you'll see amongst bestsellers pretty often. Niche number 2 this week, and I don't know what this niche is or why it's trending, but I looked up dear person behind me. So those were the primary keywords, dear person behind me. And if we actually look at the design, it's just simple text. I don't know what font that is, maybe Arial, I don't know. It says, dear person behind me, the world is a better place with you in it. Love the person in front of you. So simple enough design to execute, I would say. And, a nice positive, spreading positive vibes. So I'm all for that. And look at the BSRs. You can see the average BSR of the top 10 looks to be probably about 130,000. Okay, so daily sales, daily likely multiple sales. And this isn't like one of those obvious trends that, you know what I mean, that everybody's thinking of, like Black History Month. You know what I mean? We're more than halfway through February. We know that that's, a trend in February, but this is one that's kind of a little bit under the radar, if you will. And, look at the one I'm pointing to over my shoulder. They didn't use the standard white text on a black shirt. They took it in their own design direction. So feel free to make this your own if you sell in this niche. Also, check this out. When you sell this design, you want to put it on the back of a shirt or the back of a hoodie. And I think the back of a hoodie shows better in search results because you see the hood, so you know it's the back. If it's the back of a shirt, it's a little bit harder to tell. I don't know if you only print on the back if merch upcharges you. I know if you do front and back, they upcharge you. I don't know if it's just the back that they upcharge you. I apologize for not checking before this. Let me know if you know in the comments, though. I know if you do front and back, they definitely will upcharge you. All right, niche number 3. Oops, before we get to niche number 3, quick plug, my free print-on-demand mini course. I rewrote it for 2023. You can take advantage of it. The link is in the description to sign up, and I'll deliver it to you via email. Also, check out my print-on-demand Facebook group. It's also linked in the description. Niche number 3 this week is Leprechaun. Yes, St. Patrick's Day is about a month out. It's already trending. We already have designs within St. Patrick's Day selling really well. We said the 6th design out of the top 10, I think it was the Joe Biden St. Patrick's Day design. So yeah, but Leprechaun, not as obvious. And I mean, honestly, I do like putting the spin of the president against a big trend because it's not something that, well, I would say it's something that changes every 4 years typically, right? So you're not competing with designs from like 2016 by putting a Joe Biden St. Patrick's Day shirt together, right? In terms of Leprechaun, though, this is just one of those like standard cross niches with any big niche. Leprechauns, unicorns, St. Patrick's Day. You know what I mean? Unicorns, you can cross niche with just about anything. The one thing I'd say is if you enter this niche, you do have to have some design chops. If you don't have design chops, you probably want to go get a good graphic, or you could hire somebody on a place like Fiverr to make one for you. By the way, if you are looking for a good script font like the one you see right here, when we take a closer look at the #1 bestseller in Podly, all right, when we look at that font right there. A good script font can really make or break your design if it calls for the use of a script font, like I would say this one does. Check out, I'll put this linked in the description from Creative Fabrica. There's a bundle of 41 different script fonts. All right, 41. There's got to be a winner in there somewhere so that you can make your own version of a Leprechaun design if you think it warrants using a script font, which I think based on, you know, what we saw across the board here in most of the bestsellers, at least at the top there, the top 5, 3 of the top 5 are using a script font. Also, shout out to the one right here in the #5 spot behind me who put their design on a white shirt while everybody else was doing either green or black. Hey, I love it when people think outside the box. Niche #4 this week, and this is Pi Day. All right, we talked about Pi Day in a video I dropped last week. I love Pi Day. It's got a lot of fun design potential. And whenever I do a Pi Day design too, I kind of challenge myself to be a little bit better, to learn something new, because I don't know, maybe the type of people that design Pi Day designs are math geniuses or something, because a lot of these designs are like, I'd say almost better than what you see in other niches, at least in my mind. I don't know why. A lot of them are just super cool. Maybe because it's like the numbers, you know, and how many numbers you can carry pi out to are inspiring them to do something a little bit extra special. Either way, and by the way, I circled that design in the #2 spot because that was indexed on Pi Day. And it turns out, I don't watch Big Bang Theory, but it turns out it was based on a shirt that the main guy wore in the show. And I just Googled Sheldon 73. And this is an example of how some people make money through print on demand. I am not endorsing this, okay? To me, this is a no-go. Like, if somebody wore it on a TV show and then you put the character's name in the title and you know that everybody who's buying this is buying it because they watched the TV show, like, if you really feel compelled to do this, the last place to do it is Amazon Merch on Demand, formerly known as Merch by Amazon. I would highly recommend against it. Like, if you're really feeling compelled, do it anywhere else but here, if you strongly feel compelled. But the reason I'm only going on this rant is because it's indexed on the search terms Pi Day. Okay, so it's the #2, you know what I mean? But I would not be doing this. With your merch account, it's just not worth it. You know the scrutiny that they go through with the merch listings. All right, niche #5. This one I actually found on Friday while I was doing my weekly office hours with the members of my private community. Link in the description if you guys are interested. While we were hanging out, I was just kind of doing some niche research on camera. And I was like, what is this? The word Munch, if I do a keyword search in Podly on the word Munch, and then look at the BSRs, all right? And I mean, sometimes you get some extra listings that are, indexed on a keyword. I just, blurred them out in this case. So we have the top 6 designs here indexed on the word Munch. Average BSR looks to be maybe 350,000, which is not like oh my gosh, bestseller, we're getting rich, right? But that's a good average BSR on the high end. You know what I mean? It's kind of staying off the radar, I would say, of most people. And I'm not going to tell you exactly how I identified this niche. We actually identified 2 niches. The other one, though, that's staying behind the paywall. Sorry. But either way, it's like we identified some niches that kind of flew under the radar. We do a little bit of validation after we get the inclination that, hey, maybe there's something here. And what do you know? I mean, look at the BSRs. Like I said, average BSR, 350K at the high end. That's not bad. Like, most people complain about not being able to get a single sale. Well, this is the type of opportunity. I mean, now I'm blowing it up on YouTube, so I apologize if you're already in this niche. And I don't even need to understand it. I mean, it's always good to look in case it's another TV show reference, but I did look and I couldn't figure out if it was or wasn't. I didn't think it was. So without even understanding it, it's like, okay, another simple text design, good BSR, nobody's getting rich, but you can make sales here, all right? People are making sales here, as evidenced by what you see behind me. All right, moving to emerging trends. These are shirts that see a significant delta in their previous BSR versus their current BSR. This could be indicative of a future trend, maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure. The one behind me, Big Yee, I don't know what Big Yee is, But I love the wavy text designs. Those are really cool. And I love the gradient, various hues of the color pink. Some Black history stuff. Black women are dope, period. More Black history. So yeah, Team 05, 5th grade All-Stars. Anyways, you can kind of scroll through here. I just do a screenshot of the top 10. This is something that's a feature included in Podly as well. Looking ahead, if we want to do date-related holidays for print on demand potentially, March 19th, so we're looking at least a month out, is Poultry Day. March 20th is Earth Day. We know that's going to be a big one. March 20th is also Extraterrestrial Abductions Day. March 21? March 20th is also Extraterrestrial Abductions Day. March 21st is World Poetry Day. And March 23rd, shout out National Puppy Day. Fun story. Everybody has been traveling for the last like 3 or 4 days, and I have been watching 5 micro chihuahuas by myself. So it's been a very interesting time. Fortunately, my parents and my sister, they're getting back today, so they're going to come pick up their dogs. But until then, I still have 5 of them right now in the room with me. So if you hear any barking, that's what it is. All right, the archive. Here we go. This is shirts that were trending 11 months ago. I get to choose what date I want to look back at, and I set it to, what would that be? March of 2022. We see a lot of the Ukraine stuff trending. The one behind me, let's go Brandon. I'm like hesitant to even say it because the YouTube AI probably get mad at me. Obviously, don't sell those. Amazon, not a fan. Let the shenanigans begin. So a couple St. Patrick's Day behind me here, St. Patrick's Day. I'm planning a St. Patrick's Day design video to drop this week as well. I'm going to show you how to do 3 different trending St. Patrick's Day designs from Etsy. So make sure you're subscribed to catch that video. I'll show you how to do them really quickly and easily though, because that's my... And it's not just going to be, oh, go to a website and download a graphic. It's going to be more than that. It's going to be an actual design tutorial. All right, remove designs. Here we go. Also brought to you by Podly. They support remove designs. And I set the filter to be recently removed in the last week. So all of these were removed in the last week. One of them I know is like a play on the Friends logo. So, of course, that got removed. I would not recommend doing that. The rest, your guess is as good as mine. Oh, the Eagles over there in the bottom left corner. That's an easy one to know why they got removed. And that's the type of infringement that can get your account banned. So not worth it, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. I recently updated my print on demand course for 2023 and relaunched it. You can find out more using the link in the description. And I got a link to my private community where I was doing niche research on Friday. I do a weekly live stream every Wednesday. So if you want to learn more, check that out. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.